Jay, just his frustrating year unfortunately continues there. I mean, really the difference in that heat, he broke his board at the time when the ocean completely pulsed and all kinds of sets came through, and just really bad luck for CJ.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of guys on the tour this year that were solid in the ratings last year, are just having a bit of a strange year. Like if you look at Nathan Hedge, Trent Monroe, CJ Hobgood. There's a host of them: Freddie Patascia, Corey Lopez, Chris Ward. I mean, there's a few guys right in the bubble there that are kind of. I mean, obviously CJ's pretty safe in the ratings, but still.
Well, he's not that safe. He's 21 and he just got a 33rd.
No, so, he got 17th. Actually,
I'm sorry, he got 17th. That's not 33rd. We're into round 3.
Days blend together.
Yeah. Okay, so that hold him around that spot as we see right now in the water. Of course, we've been talking a lot about him. Mick Fanning up against Toby Martin. Toby Martin defeated Aki the other day in Big Surf. Here goes Mick Fanning in the red from Australia. Dino, he's got a nice wave.
Look at this! Look at the red sports car go, just flying down the line, making around that section with the greatest of ease, and a nice snap off the top. The young kid from Coolangatta, Mick Fanning, just stringing tons of maneuvers together on that wave, and out the back looks like Toby Martin on a screamer as well, Mike.
Yeah, Toby's got a lot of speed. Huge floater there, comes down. Another big floater from Toby Martin, lands it clean. So, I mean, just like that, great opening exchange in that heat. But Mick Fanning with the advantage there, I think, in the series of maneuvers, lightning fast. Toby with a series of really good floaters, but I think the edge will go slightly to Mick.
Yeah, I mean, Mick just took off. Like after that third turn, he was zipping along so fast, and Toby did a few nice floaters as well. I don't think Toby had quite as much of an opportunity on his wave.
Yeah, really high speed wave, and that's when you talk about that, kind of the difference in the judging criteria and what they're looking for, the difference between floaters and when we really get that critical blast where you get the fins free and get your board kind of up above your head, kind of upside down. As we watch a replay of Mick Fanning, he surfed this wave so well. Look at that, skims the lip perfectly there.
You can see his tail kind of flick out the back of the wave.
Yeah,
going so
really
fast.
Light, climbs it. Look at that, he projects down the line to get around that section. Off the bottom again, still looking down the line. Quick little climb there. He's always looking further down. That wave is so fast here at Mundaka.
Man, look how loose he is. You can see how loose and fit the kid is. I mean, it's amazing. He's surfing this wave almost about as good as you could surf that wave, Mike.
Yeah, I think he did everything he could do on that wave, especially with the wind blowing up the face of it, a few bumps. He's completely unaffected by that. A nice snap there. I like this last maneuver here in a minute. Gets it up.
Just twisting. Like if you watch his upper body through his turn right there, you can see a twist and blam off the top.
Yeah, that was a clean last maneuver. Start to finish, everything in the criteria, speed, power, flow. We talk about all those words, but if you really break it down and look at how he was surfing, that's exactly what he did. And variety. A lot of different style of turns on that. Here's Toby Martin's shot from the water. Dino, take us through the replay here.
Well, if you look at him, he's kind of going down the line trying to gain speed as he pumps off the bottom here. He kind of zips the top of that wave. He actually got a little of his tail out the back, but more of a parallel type of a maneuver on that first turn. That one, the second turn, just more of a kind of a check snap.
Yeah, he's just projecting down the line here, and that's really the difference. I mean, we're still watching this ride, and he's pumping here, jumps up on the lip. That was a nice floater there.
Little
airdrop, put the landing gear out there, and look at these great shots from the boat. Jumps up on the lip. That was really nice floater there for Toby Martin. Great shot.
Both those last two floaters were, the first of the last two was kind of a little airdrop, and that second one was like a double pump rock and roll floater. So nonetheless, those were really nice floaters for Toby Martin.
He got a 5.33, Fanning with the 7.17, so the edge went to Fanning. Mick Fanning with priority. Toby Martin has to give way. Here goes Mick Fanning. This wave is really clean, looks nice. Big snap there, driving down the line, climbs up on the lip. Oh, almost catches a little bit of an edge there. Jumps up off the lip. There's a lot of wave left here, and he does a rock and roll floater there, Dino. That's a solid backup wave.
Well, that was a really smart decision to go on that wave. I mean, that's probably above average ride. I'm not quite sure where it's going to come in, but it's probably not excellent. It's probably not average. It's probably right in the middle somewhere.
I think you're spot on that call. As we see Mick Fanning jumping on the ski, Gary Elkerton, that is the The famous Gary Elkerton there, number 2 in the world, a whole bunch doing
current Masters world champion.
Yeah, he is. And man, you want to talk about someone who had a lot of passion and was one of my all-time favorite guys to watch surf. Elko's on the short list there. The guy, I mean,
Always
really similar to Mick Fanning's approach in how he approached a heat. You know, all out, go for it. Well, he was a super fit guy, surfed at 4 in the morning on everywhere on the tour, just like Mick Fanning does. And we're going to go to Mick Fanning's replay here. Dino, why don't you take us through this ride? You can see Toby Martin giving away there because Mick had priority.
Well, if you watch this wave from Mick, he, obviously he had priority, and Toby Martin couldn't interfere with that wave. As he takes off on that first turn, he kind of snaps down the line, keeps his momentum. He's twisting through his turn, and right there, he just such a quick release off the top. I mean, the speed that he generates through his turn is quite a bit different than 95% of the guys on tour. That's what makes him one of the fastest surfers in the world. As he rock and roll floaters out of that turn, Mike, he's just.
Well, everyone always talks about how fast he is, and I think you're right. That's really the difference in his surfing. Beautiful rock and roll floater to finish there. And the score of that, a 6.17, so I think we were kind of spot on there, a little bit better than average. A nice backup ride, really smart surfing there from Mick as we see him paddling back out. It puts him into a strong position. You know, Toby Martin already early days needs an 8.0, so Mick turning it on.
Yeah. I mean, this is a very pivotal heat for Mick Fanning's title race.
Yeah. We're going to cut right now to Mick in a piece on Mick Fanning. He's going to give us some interesting words here. And so take it. Oh, in 30 seconds, we're going to cut to Mick. Right now, we're still on live action. He's out there paddling around. Toby Martin with priority. So,
you got to think. I mean, Kelly Slater is surfing later in round number 3. And obviously, Joel Parkinson won his heat. And Mick Fanning's looking, pretty solid in his heat. So, Taj, Andy, and Slater are still yet to surf.
And here goes Mick. It's a smaller wave. Still a pretty good-looking wave. A nice snap and floats down the line here. This wave really small across the bank. He's going to town on it. I don't think, Dino, it's going to better a 6.17, but we'll see. There's a little bit of wave left. He's doing everything he possibly can. As you see the Water Patrol driving behind him here, going to pick him up. Look at how quick that last maneuver was.
He's like a rubber band, Mike. He's just twanging everywhere.
Twisting and wrapping and carving.
Man, the kid's on fire. He's look how serious he is. It's amazing to see that commitment from a pro surfer.
That's why he's going for the world title. I mean, that's why he's one of the guys. He's just deadly serious about what he's doing. We see him flying around the channel here, and I don't know, maybe that did better a 6.17 just by the fact that, I mean, most people would have taken that wave and it would have been a 2.5, but he turned it into probably a score. And we're going to cut to some stuff of Mick in just a second here, some interesting words. Let's take a look at Mick Fanning.
Okay, we're going to play kind of word association. First up is one-word answer from Mundaka. Okay, world title. World title. Sex. Good. God. Good. Violence. Sex. Kelly Slater. Good. Andy Irons. Good. Big. Lips. Overrated. No. Death. Yes. Inspiration. Funniest person on tour. Hockey. Losing. Sucks. Winning. Right. Favorite place on tour and why? Focus. Really good. Eugene. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mick Fanning. Eugene. You're welcome.
There from Mick Fanning, the quick answers that our co-commentator GT, and interesting one there. I think he said Aki was his favorite surfer on tour.
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, talk about someone who transcends all age groups. That's amazing.
Yeah. So while we went to that interview, we'll get you any sort of replays that we had. Not a whole lot happened, Toby. Mick Fanning's last wave, Dino, a 4.17, didn't better his situation despite the fact he went to town on that wave. And Toby Martin also with a quick wave. Let's take you through this replay here of Toby Martin. Big, quick floater off the top, comes around the section, nice snap. He's really projecting through his turns there, and jumps up off the lip again. Series of quick turns and a nice finish there.
Well, that was a pretty nice wave from Toby Martin out of Australia. That was definitely going to put him at least in the hunt in this heat, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can see him paddling back out now. The Toby Martin, he's really competitive. I think that score's just what he was looking for to put him right back in this heat. You know, a series of nice turns. And yesterday, Dino, after the contest was called off, it went flat. And Toby Martin, I'm like, who's this guy swimming through the lineup? I was surfing this little reform at the end, and Toby Martin was training, and he was swimming laps in the bay here at Mundaka. He was fired up. I mean, he beat Aki the other day when it was like 6 feet out here, too. It was probably one of the best heats of his life.
Yeah, he dismantled, what has to be one of the emotional favorites, Mark Akalupo.
In big pumping Mundaka, and unfortunately for Aki, was caught out of position on that one set, and that was really the difference. Yeah, exactly.
I think Aki thought it was going to, break wide, and I think the tide kind of moved in a little bit on him, and that was a pretty solid wave. And he, unfortunately for Mark, the wave slid right underneath the lineup, right underneath it where he couldn't get it.
Yeah, but Toby Martin was on fire in that heat. Such good surfing. His last score, a 6.33, puts him right back in the hunt. Mick Fanning now with priority out the back, but Toby looking for a 7.01. So a really good fight back wave there from Toby, Dino. Just exactly what he was looking for. Before that wave he needed an 8, so he chips away there. Now he only needs a 7.
Yeah, I mean, to all you fans all around the world watching online, this is heat number 4 of round number 3 in a very pivotal heat. This is for Mick Fanning. He is going for the world title, and he is leading at the moment with priority as you watch online, watching Toby Martin take off on this wave. Like, nice blast off the top, and another big floater. Yeah, it looks like a bomb out the back. It looks like Mick Fanning is paddling as Toby Martin's hitting the lip a few times on the inside.
And Toby goes for the 360 off the closeout there. As now we go to live action of Mick Fanning. That's about his second or third turn there. He's really winding up on this wave. And interesting, Dino, that Mick had priority and waited for the bigger one out the back. Series of nice turns there from Mick. Another section in front of him. Look at the determination here. Bang! What a beautiful finish.
Oh, man. Wait till we see the replay on Mick Fanning's outside turn, Mike. He just unloaded on that first turn.
Oh, we see Elko there. He almost pearls the ski with Fanning on the back. Nice work, Gary.
Mick Fanning unloaded out the back on his first turn out the back, Mike.
He went to town on that wave. And how was that finish? I mean, he did everything perfect on that wave. He's probably going to better a 6.17, and Toby is probably going to better his score as well. So this heat really lighting up. And I think we've got GT down on the rocks here. Take it away, buddy, with the interview.
All right, I'm here with Victor Rivas. Victor, we're becoming pretty good friends. This is your second interview in one day. Well done on your victory. Kind of a tough heat. A little slow start, kind of some drama in the middle with CJ's board breaking, and then some good tacks at the end to finish him off.
Yeah, the beginning we both got a set wave, and it looks like we was a little bit cheap. He fell on his barrel and I fell on my barrel. And then at the end, I realized the wind's blowing a little bit. The wave wasn't so hollow like it used to be before. And then I tried to make some score. I just go for the turns. I did like 3 turns on my first wave. I think it should be a little bit more, but the judges know it's not like that. So I'm stoked, to get my second good score like quick before him. Lucky for him because he broke his board. He just saw on the end of the heat, or halfway or something like that. So I was able to get my second good score, and I cheer these guys like CJ and Damian. They follow me everywhere. They beat me here in California, in France, in Brazil, and I really want to beat them, and finally I got my heat winning.
Well, you got one on him. You're into round 4. Congratulations, Victor.
Thank you very much, Mr.
All right, so there you have it. Victor Rivas gets one finally on the Hobgoods, and he's moving into round 4. We'll take it back now to Dino and Mike Parsons.
Thanks, GT. And here's the replay, Dino, of this is Toby Martin. Drops in here, comes off the bottom, nice snap off the top. Beautiful first turn from Toby, driving down the line. This wave came in at a 6.2. Jumps up on the lip here, Dino. Floats across that.
See, that right there was a basic standard floater as he just kind of threw it up there and you know, some of the guys online asking about what the difference is between a rock and roll floater and a normal floater. And the rock and roll floater is one that you kind of double pump and your tail kind of drops out of it. And as you see Toby Martin there, you know, finishing this wave, he did put together a nice series of maneuvers, but unfortunately for him, Mick Fanning was on the wave out the back.
This was a nice finish. He spins into a 360 there. Really strong finish, showing a lot of emotion, and we'll queue up Mick's replay at some point here where Mick came through at a 917, absolutely went nuts, like you commented on his first couple of turns on the wave, and then we saw the finish. And from start to finish, Mick Fanning, as good as you could surf a wave in these conditions, here it is. Dino, why don't you take us through this ride of Mick Fanning?
I mean, look at this! Look at that first turn, just straight through the lip, blistering through that turn. I mean, his tail whipped around like it was freaking had a jet on the back of it.
And that's why we see the 9. I mean, that commitment on the first turn. Look at that snap, so clean and powerful from Mick Fanning. Every maneuver, notice how he goes. There's no wasted moment here. Into maneuver after maneuver. And here goes Mick, live action here. He's on another good wave, you know.
Oh, snap once again for Mick Fanning as he's flying down the line. Looks like he's... Oh! How is that pun from Mick Fanning?
Oh, and then he goes for the rock and roll floater and goes down. So Mick Fanning can really feeling it, Dino. And yeah, Toby Martin up on a quick wave out the back. He kicks out. Mick Fanning really finding his form right now. Where he left off last week, he got second place. He watched Joel's heat. Obviously, conditions different, but since it's been bumpy like this, Mick is obviously the guy to beat right now.
Well, you can see the determination in his stride there. I mean, this is a really pivotal heat for Mick Fanning, as you see Toby Martin taking off out the back, trying to answer the call, Mike.
It's a good-looking wave for Toby. A couple of series of nice, good snaps. There's a big floater. Comes down the line here. Big snap. Look at all that spray from Toby. Yeah, he's really surfing this wave well, quick.
As you can see,
the finish is strong, too.
There's a bit of difference in approaches there. I mean, if you look at Mick Fanning, he's going off the bottom. Really vertical approach. Whereas Toby Martin on that particular wave never really went to the bottom, kind of stayed in the middle of the wave.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dino. Here goes Mick Fanning driving down the line right in front of the water photographer here. He does a big floater, comes around this wave, really lining up in front of him. A lot of speed. Let's see if he can make this, Dino. Big floater. No way he's going to make the wave all the way, but a series of nice turns. And I don't even think that's going to go into his top 2. He's trying to replace a 717, and he's not going to do it with that, but beautiful surfing.
Yeah, Mick Fanning on fire. I mean, look at the Cooley kid go. I mean, he is probably going to find his way into round number 4 with the likes of Joel Parkinson. And,
yeah, I mean, 12 minutes to go. Toby's looking for a combo at 16. And let's watch this replay of Mick Fanning. Look at this bottom turn, Dino. Bang! Perfect timing. So fast and quick there. Drives down the line here. He's looking down the line. Look at the concentration. He's studying this wave. Here's where he's going to punt a big air. Boom, clack, grabs his rail and lands in the transition, floats over it, kind of
a commitment from Mick.
Yeah, that was spectacular stuff there. And I'm not even sure what he scored on that yet, but really nice floater. And I like how it was actually a super functional maneuver. He projected across the lip and landed on the lip in the next section.
Man, Mick Fanning just putting the nails in on this heat.
He's spent a lot of time on the ski, hasn't he, in this heat?
Like a highly tuned sports car, revved up.
Hey, he's really revved up. Here goes Toby Martin's replay, and let's check out what you were saying about the midway. See, those first 2 turns, you're right, Dino. He's coming from the middle of the wave, bunch of floaters, but this wave's so quick, sometimes you have to do that. There was a nice snap off the top, carrying a lot of speed. His board looks really nice and quick under his feet and bangs it off the top again.
Yeah, great surfing from Toby Martin, but there's a slight difference in approach. I mean, you could see Mick Fanning, even though he's going down the line on a really fast wave, he is able to hit the bottom and crank it vertical.
He's still able to do
a real bottom
turns, and I think that's the difference right now, and it's reflecting in the scores. I mean, you look at the score lines. You know, Toby's 2 best waves at 6.33 and a 6.2, his next wave is in that similar range. He's kind of getting the same sort of rides, and they're in between the 5s and 7s, whereas Mick Fanning's been able to bust out the 9-point wave. Here's a replay of Mick's last wave. We were claiming that this wasn't going to better the 7-1-7.
In this wave, he approaches it similar to Toby's. He never really hits the bottom of this one too much. I mean,
yeah, it's real fast down the line, and he has to stay in the middle of the wave to make it.
But I think this third, see there, he hits the bottom and it goes kind of a little bit more straight up, but never really able to, do the type of maneuvers he did on his other waves where he got those really high scores.
Yeah, here's a big floater to finish, but he wasn't able to square off the bottom and really explode off the top, and that's the difference. I mean, we didn't think it was going to better it, and it comes through to 5.33. So it's really obvious what the judges are looking for. As we see a shot of Timmy Reyes and his girlfriend there, he's
one of your favorite young Californians, Timmy Reyes. I know that.
Yeah, he's one of everyone's favorites now. He's such a fun kid to watch surf. Super exciting, never holds back, and he'll be coming up in the next heat. He's got a really tough heat. He's up against the Hawaiian surfer who's been really in form out here, Pancho Sullivan. That is going to be a great heat. We see a shot of his boards there. Timmy Reyes using the FCS fin system. I know Timmy, look, he's waxing the top of his feet. The reason he does that is sometimes when you walk over rocks or walk on the sand, your feet get really slippery on the bottom. So when you get out into the water, he's going to rub the tops of his feet on the bottom of his other feet.
I think that's a Grom thing.
All the Groms do that, right?
All the Grom does that too. It's like he's always asking for wax when he's already got a suit on.
Come on, he learned that one from you. We've been waxing our feet for years. But it really does work good. If you've never tried it, give it a go. If you're going to walk across slippery rocks or be in a slippery spot, your first couple waves will always, you'll be sliding all over. So you want to wax the top of your feet and then rub the bottom of your feet on the other foot and get rid of that slime and grime. As we have a big set out the back, Dino, that's going to be here in about, probably 30 seconds time. Toby Martin is in a bit of a bind here. He needs 2 really big scores. He's behind by 16.35, so Mick Fanning really having his way with his heat.
You can guarantee, too, Mick Fanning is not taking it lightly. He's going to put the nails in until the heat is over. He's real serious, and he is going for the world title, so... I think had of Kelly and Joel Parkinson, had of Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson. Look at Mick Fanning go! Boom! Big snap off the top as he's racing down the line, and we'll have to wait and see. But it looks like
it's too fast. Not even Mick Fanning can make it. And that's interesting. It leaves Toby out the back with priority. They're a little bit wider. We've been talking a lot here how the conditions change every single heat, and once again, Dino, the tide's filling in fast. It's almost a 15-foot high tide again, and that's right, 15 feet. It was at 0 feet at 12:40 this morning. So we're going to see the bank fill up. We're going to see the guys go more to turns as the afternoon goes on. Timmy Reyes and Pancho will be in the next heat. Those guys are going to have to go more to the turns, because the bank's filling up quick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the next heat, Timmy Reyes versus Pancho Sullivan, that'll be an interesting battle. Timmy Reyes is a light, fast surfer, and Pancho, is a really speedy, really yanking, powerful surfer. And, they both go for broke, so it'll be a really good matchup.
Yeah, that's a really good matchup. Similar styles. They both have really strong lower bodies. And you look at the best kind of builds for surfing, you look at someone like Fanning or Timmy Reyes or Slater or Andy. They all have really strong core, kind of from their knees to their chest. And Pancho and Timmy, both those guys can have so much power from the midsection. And Pancho the other day out here, how exciting was that guy to watch?
He was unloading those snaps. Yeah. I mean, man, he's for being a bigger guy. He's so fast through his turns. It's so exciting to watch. He just goes for it.
Yeah.
Pancho Sullivan. He's unbelievable to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great heat. So evenly matched. If you're in Vegas betting on that one, I'd say the odds are 50-50.
I think Pancho's in a situation in the ratings. I think he's number 25 in the ratings, and it's he's right in that bubble as well. I think Timmy Reyes is really solid. He's had a really good year. He's been he obviously started off with a kind of a decent result, and then throughout the year he kind of bettered all his results.
Yeah, so obviously a real critical heat coming up for Poncho. And look at this set, Dino. I think Mick may, or Toby may have priority. Mick's going to have to give way. Toby Martin on a bomb here, Dino. Let's see what he can do. This is one of the bigger waves of the heat. Comes off the bottom, snaps it nicely off the top there. A lot of wall out in front of him. Another clean snap. This wave fattening up just a little bit. Does a nice blast off the top there. Fanning taking a look out the back, decides not to go. Here's Toby Martin's finish. Bang! That was a really spectacular finish from
that
Toby.
wave really gave Toby the opportunity to kind of slow down and go hard off the bottom a little bit more. I mean, some of his other waves, looks like Mick Fanning out the back, Mike.
Mick Fanning off the bottom, bang, off the top. He goes down, lost his footing there. And, well, he's got Toby combo before that wave. Interesting, though, with 4 minutes to go, Toby might have taken himself out of the combo spot, you know, because I think that might have been his highest score.
Yeah, definitely. He had the opportunity to kind of go off the bottom, off the top a little more instead of going in the middle of the wave. That wave kind of slowed down on the bank and gave him some opportunity to really dig into his bottom turn, you know, and crank it off the top.
Well, how's that, Dino? I mean, it's a really big score, an 8.67. And just like that, Toby's back in the heat. Now he needs a 7.68. So let's take a look at the replay. Really big score from Toby here.
That was one of the most sizable waves we've seen in this heat. I definitely had some, you know, it's well overhead, and as you can see, cranks that first snap.
Yeah, like you said, Dino, you got a real clean bottom turn there. Threw a huge amount of spray on that turn. Here comes the second turn. Off the bottom, nice form there.
Big snap, throwing tons of spray. His back foot just laying into that snap, Mike.
And comes around the corner here. This wave fattening up a touch, but he gets timing was perfect there. Bang off the top, nice and vertical, exactly what the judges want to see. He's driving down the line here, looking, goes for a nice little floater, more of a setup turn there, and he's looking down the line, studying what this wave's going to do. Sets up the oncoming closeout section off the bottom, nice form there. Squares it off the lip, and perfect timing there, connects and spins his tail a little bit
just
there.
Murders that last turn. That's why they call him the murderer.
They do, man.
He murdered that last turn, blowing the tail and almost into a reversal, but spinning back, you know, front ways on that. Well, he unloaded and definitely committed to that last turn.
And just like that, you know, he's straight back in the heat. And now Mick Fanning has to make a decision. Is he going to let him go on this? He is. And Toby up a little bit late, caught behind, unable to get a first turn there. Goes for the air, lands in the flats there. Comes around this section. Mick now taking a look. Toby kicks out.
Very savvy decision by Mick Fanning.
That was a great
Mike.
decision. He knew that there's no way that wave was a 7.68 from Toby. It was a little bit wide of the sandbar, not quite big enough. Mick gave it to him. Toby went for the air, but then had to kick out. Here goes Mick Fanning, Dino. Nice looking wave.
Well, there he goes. Mick Fanning, the youngster from Coolangatta, Australia. Big floater airdrop, flying, blistering off the top. Mick Fanning, man, the guy's got a jet. Oh, how is that snap straight into another one, Mike? Man, the guy is on fire. Man,
he is going to town. Right, look at the determination right there. You know what, Dino? I don't even know what to say about that wave. If that was a humongous score. Mick Fanning didn't put a foot wrong on that wave. Brilliant surfing, as fast as you can surf that wave.
Seriously, as usual, on the whitewater, Mick Fanning.
Jeez, man. You know what was cool to see about that is he got threatened there because Toby came back with that 8.7, and let's watch the replay from the water here. Beautiful shots we're getting from the boats in the channel. Here goes Mick Fanning. Off the bottom,
Mike, please.
Nice snap there, real speed, fast snap. Look at him looking down the line. He's going to jump up on the lip here, float across this section, a little bit of a rock and roll. Tail goes down, setting himself up. You see Toby Martin paddling up the wave going, oh no, look at this wave Mick's got. Huge snap there, lots of spray. And towards the end of this wave, this is where he really gets going. Now that's a rock and roll floater. He redirects and pumps down the line, and this wave sets up nicely for him here. This was the big snap. Whoa, money turn, all on the rail.
Just whipping. How is that whip and snap on that turn?
And straight into maneuver after maneuver, you know. So just spectacular surfing from Mick here. Here comes the finish. Nice snap. You can see the boat in the background, water photographers in the bay. You know, maneuver to maneuver, 8.83 for that score, and a strong finish there. And
man, what a just a nail in the coffin, man. Unbelievable surfing from youngster out of Coolangatta, Australia, bidding for his world title.
So with 20 seconds to go, Toby's the horizon's flat. Toby looking for a 9.33. This was a great heat. Definitely one of the most competitive heats of the contest. You saw Mick get a little bit threatened there. Toby caught up, and then boy, he his answer with that last wave, 8.83, just perfect surfing from Mick Fanning. It's about all you can say about that.
Well, we've came to a close of heat number